Alright, it's about time we got some StarCraft going on, guys. A brand new best of 3 here in Group B. Whoa, that rhymed. Wee. Alright, Zombie Grubb gave me a disapproving nod. You guys couldn't see that, of course, but let's hop into the action. This is the winner's match for Group B, currently going on. A brand new best of 3 to determine who actually gets out of this group alive. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map of Overgrowth from IVD Gaming, it's the blue Terran player Ruff.
In the bottom left as the red Zerg, now it is Cham, the six-pulling man. No, don't mess me up. I rhymed.
Oh, sorry. My bad. That's a pretty good rhyme. I just want to make sure we
you.
include No Dice Gaming, his team, respect, etc.
Damn it, Rifkin.
Well, you know, man doesn't really rhyme with Chan, though. Cham?
Cham.
Whatever.
Cham.
Point is, this is actually going to work because Ruff has shown us in the past that he does do the low ground builds. Hey, language, lady, come on. Ruff does.
It was PG. It was PG.
Ruff does the low ground builds. We saw this a lot in the qualifiers, and this is actually something that, while strong, leaves your wall exposed and open. I actually don't know if you'll be able to deal with this.
We talked about this. You know, we were like, because when we first saw it, we were like, oh, it's interesting. We don't usually see this that often or by anyone, honestly. And then I was talking about how, well, honestly, like, how many Zergs go ahead and six pull because the chances of you having,
right?
you know, not a wall is fairly low. Well, as I was talking about before, if you watch any of Ruff's games, Cham suddenly has, well, this game, an actual hard counter.
I would say this is just over, honestly.
I think so as well, because, you know, there's the Marine can't do anything.
Well, hang on, you know what, Zombie Grubb? SCVs can repair one another, okay? So you can have one of them repair the rest while they do some micro.
He would have to bring down all of the SCVs to attack on the low ground so that the... Oh, he changed it to a Reaper.
Actually, that's a smart choice, but it's not going to get out. Cham could literally camp this thing, just wait for it.
Yeah, I don't think he should camp it, though.
Yeah, I think he should just go for the SCVs. I don't know why, because this gives Ruff time to do exactly what he's about to do and just wall off the top of the ramp.
Or this, you know, only keep 4 here. So this is fine, too.
Yeah. Okay, so the problem is, even on a Reaper, well, it will technically have the capability to clean up infinite amount of slow lings. The problem is, Ruff's already has base compromised. Now, it's worth noting, guys, we talked before about how...
That's not a good SCV pool. That's not a good SCV pool and surround.
Well, hang on. He's actually not killing that much for this. Ruff's done a good job holding so far. Now the Reaper's out. Honestly, I wish that Barracks was on the high ground so badly right now, but he needs to produce another Reaper. This is a bit of an odd situation to look at. But I think Cham may have lost this, actually.
I think so as well. Pretty much if you ever can get a Reaper, and we weren't paying attention to the gas timings of Ruff, you take care of any amount of low early pools.
Hang on, he started
This might be too much.
That might be a little too much, yeah.
I don't know why he just lost to the Reaper too. What was up with that? You can run away from lings with SCVs and your Reaper.
Okay, so heavy analysis.
So
right
Ruff
now,
does
guys.
lose this. All right.
Yeah. Heavy analysis, though, before we talk about anything else leaving to another next game, this or that, recovery, etc. You know, we talked about how Jarby didn't feel like he did his homework on his opponent. I really think Cham knew coming into the series exactly who he was playing, what he'd be playing against, and this was a really smart start. He got into this game before it even started, and Ruff, well, caught with his pants down just a little bit here.
Yeah, and even he's trying his best with 2, soon-to-be 3 Reapers, and no, there is not speed on the way, so yes, these lings are infinitely kiteable. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have enough SCVs. He has no SCVs, actually, so he has to wait for the mule to be killed by the lings to build the SCV.
Cham actually doing one of the smarter things he could do right now. That he's starting to drone up a little bit. Oh, that barracks, though! Oh, he should have just killed the barracks before the 3rd Reaper came out. There we go. Not in time, but... Oh, God. If this was...
What does he expect to do, though?
Well, hang on. 3 Reapers could actually kill the Queen. 3 Reapers can kill drones. No,
Not
2 Queens.
2 queens and a couple of lings and some drones.
Actually, 2 Queens can still go down. But you're right. This is a really stupid situation, a really bad one to be in. He lost the barracks, guys. That's what makes this the worst. And it's not because he was dumb and forgot to float it. He needed to produce that 3rd Reaper. If he didn't lose that first one, and he had either 4 right now, or the capability of lifting the barracks to save it to have 3 earlier, this could have been much different. But we'll see what he can get done. Now, do keep in mind, he does have the potential to kill queens. That's no exaggeration. Whether he can or not, though, is going to be a whole nother question. Oh, poor CVs.
Yeah, This is what Cham should be doing, okay? Because imagine, for instance, that two queens did go down to 3 reapers. Suddenly, any amount of lings that pop out don't matter, and all the drones die. I guess technically Ruff could have come back that way, but if Cham just sent 4 lings like he did over to the other side of the map, there's no mining. So
okay, so this isn't BM, guys. He scouted
Are
no
you sure?
gas. Well, he scouted no gas, so that's why he thinks he does viably have a chance to still be in this game.
I don't want to say anything. It's BM because Ruff isn't like intentionally being mean.
No, it's not even that. I really think Ruff thinks he's still got a shot in this game. With 3 queens out, this may change in a moment, but the biggest thing was scouting no gas. If gas had been finished and speed was on the way, I guarantee you he would have left already.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. Yes, we know this. I'm just trying to theorize.
I mean, right then and there, it was over. The drones killed the Reaper.
All right. Well, game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna go to Cham. Told you he was good. So you guys, this of course will set Ruff up for a very, well, no pun intended, rough game number 2, because every time he's come into this series for Copa America, he's either been winning 2-0 or he's up 1 leading into game number 2. So I think there's only one instance where he went 2-1, but even I'm just saying the point is, like, this is a situation where maybe his shenanigans might not pay off.
Yeah, he went 2-1 against the player who did weird things against Mech.
Yeah. No, Cham wasn't that guy, was it? No, Cham wasn't.
No. That guy was last night.
Oh, right. I was gonna say Cham was.
You know, we always talk about this guy and we don't memorize his name. I feel a little bad about that.
I know the heroic ultralist player.
User.
Yeah.
God. Well, anyways.
All right. Well, game number 2 will be starting up here in a moment's time. I believe the second map, if I'm not mistaken, is Ultrazeme Stronghold. Yes, that looks to be the case. So, if Ruff does want to get a bit silly, this could be a map that's good for it. You know, just in the same way that Cham played against Ruff and played into, I guess, the weakness. If Cham's a player who notoriously likes to play greedy and Ultrazeme due to the map layout, and Ruff does something like an 8-8-8 or in the middle of the map 11-11, it could very well punish him right back. So, I think Cham, it sounds silly, guys. I think he's got to play this one standard to be safe. Not play it too cheesy, not play it too crazy, and definitely don't go for a 6 pool again, not on Ultrazeme.
Yeah.
But we just wait for the map to go up. Looks like that Pult versus Stefano match is starting up. I can't believe Stefano's playing that, by the way, because what time is that in Europe right now?
What are they like? They're like 8 hours ahead.
It's 8 or 9 or something. Yeah, because it's Homesbury Cup. I wonder if those were done for replays then, maybe.
It's like 6 a.m. Probably not for replay. Shh.
Yeah, I wonder, yeah. So I just tried opening it, but remember that if I try and open things on stream, nothing goes well, so I had to close it immediately. Oh, Canadian internet, how limited that is. Well, the admins look like they're not making this game immediately, guys, so I am going to take a small moment to not take a break right now, but go over the player group stages here real quick. So as we can see, things might not be updated entirely in real time for tonight, but you see Group A's matches from last night if you didn't get to tune in. You'll get to see Group B as they get updated as well to see who walks out of this group, and tomorrow you can see the previews of what's coming up for the next 2 groups we'll be casting. Of course, each group's going to be about a day's time, and Thursday, Friday, and Sunday you'll find us, Zombie Group and myself, providing I haven't died from allergies here on the English stream for Copa America. Actually, do I have the player screen set up? Oh, I do. Fantastic. So look at these smiling mugs of these guys. Ruff. You know what? Ruff's picture that he's got here on the profile matches him pretty perfectly. It's got this cheeky little smile, this kind of smirk that's like, heh, you didn't see that coming, did you? And don't panic, Cham, and let's not forget... Oh, they didn't list his name, but... what was the other guy we casted? Have I forgotten this?
The guy we casted last time?
No, the first Terran today.
Ew, that's what I meant.
Why is his name not on here? My brain's not working on account of the whole allergy
I remember what
thing.
clan he's in.
Renegades of Hell. Yeah. Jarpy. I'm sorry, guys. Total brain fart moment there. As we're looking right at the list, I'm not sure why his name wasn't attached to it, but Jarpy's the last face over there on the side you see. So, of course, Jarpy and Don't Panic, player slots 1 and 3 currently going at it in the losers match. To explain how that's going to work, either Jarpy or Don't Panic will be knocked out of Copa America for sure. The other one will have a chance to fight against the loser of the series we're casting right now. And that will be the last best of 3 of the day. But I think hopefully the map will be up soon. On the off chance it's not, because we're on an awesome delay, guys, I'm going to run a commercial break. These will either be really short if we get this going very quickly, and it's going to be really long if this takes a lot of time. So stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Copa America. Game 2, Ruff versus Cham. Never mind. There we go. The invite upon the commercial segue. Fantastic. I am updated the map scores. There we go. Or not the map scores, but the map intros. Hey, I've had someone say something positive about this awful mask I'm wearing. So this is a little kind of like Zeratul. Just got to get like that side blade coming out of the side. I strike from the shadows. Zombie Grub.
What?
Who or what unit is your favorite in StarCraft 2?
Zergling.
Because of Carbot or because of Zergling?
Because of Zergling. That's why I had the portrait.
Alright, fair
Long
enough.
before Carbot existed.
Fair enough.
I always thought they were like puppies.
Really gross alien puppies.
Oh, they're still pretty cute. That's a cute sound to me. I think if they came up saying that sound, I'd be like, no.
You would be a good Kerrigan. Just like rolling around inside the hive, playing with a bunch of puppies. Or Zerglings, I guess. Alright, but here we go, guys. Countdown has begun. That's what those beeps are. Ultra Team Stronghold coming up. We'll see you in a moment. Fantastic. I'm not even going to make the joke. We're not even going to show who got the default win in that scenario. Are you proud of me? This is me evolving as a person. I guess Ultra Team Stronghold was not the map. Just written wrong there in chat for the admin, so...
Space Station.
Yeah.
No, it's... No, it was the right map. Oh, sillies. Silly billies.
Unless they pasted the order wrong to us. And it Ruff versus Cham second map is Way Station. Because this is Don't Panic versus Jarpies is. Whereas Don't Panic Jarpy game 2 could be Ultra Team. Well, either way, we have a quick remake, and we'll get back into this in a sec.
Yep.
This has been a sheer hell for me. Not gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
Not like it's your fault. We blame Mother
Well,
Nature.
you know, you can let me solo cast if you as long as you're here to observe.
If you were comfortable solo casting, I would love to have you solo cast.
Dude, I don't care about solo casting.
Well, see, that's the difference. When you tell me you don't care, I think it's one of those, like, if I gotta do it, I will. But if you're like, yeah, I'll solo cast, I'm like, okay, great, fantastic. Then I just, like, toss it off to Zombie Girl.
I will solo cast to alleviate your pain. It will make me feel nice.
You are a fantastic individual. I think, something nice things. And thank you kindly. So, guys... I'll be here on the camera. We'll keep you up to date with the scores and stuff. But you're probably not going to hear me much anymore.
Okay.
So, with that, we toss it off here to Zombie Grub.
Alright, so I didn't actually expect it to start right here now, but that's cool. So it looks like Riff was right. They swapped who had who map orders. It is going to be Way Station, and we're heading in now. All right, welcome back. Oh, come on. Welcome back. We are into game number 2 between Ruff and Cham. Cham is currently up 1-0. We have a bit of a pause. Okay, there's delays. I don't really know what they do to fix it, but I suppose like pausing occasionally helps it like stabilize for a few seconds. There's really no reason for the lag, as we see here. This isn't the European server, it's not the Korean server. They're both from America, the Americas. They're just Ruff's internet being cool, I guess. Well, while we're waiting, I just want you all to know that Rifkin was telling me gross stuff because I am the only one who's able to hear him, and I hope he doesn't do it more. I just imagine that like he's going to at some point just like start like saying really gross things in my ear while I'm casting and just like pretend like it didn't happen and tell everyone that I'm crazy.
I need to interject here, alright? So you can hear me. That is not the case. And Zombie Grub is full of shenanigans, and I would never do something so unprofessional. So I'm gonna go back to muting myself so that she can solo cast as she has asked, but I would ask that you keep the slander to a minimum, madam.
It's what he was doing with the map intros. All right, so pause is done and gone with. In the bottom left on Waystation, we do have our blue Terran. It is Ruff from IVD Gaming. In the upper right, as the red Zerg, it is Cham from No Dice Gaming. Now, last game, he did have some very intelligent moves. He watched Ruff's games. That's the benefit of having a format like this, a GSL format. You have knowledge of your opponent's going to be for, a very long time. These guys, I believe, had at least 2 weeks notice, maybe even more if they were able to figure out, from where the brackets they ended up together. But, so Cham, glad to see he's been doing his homework. He's definitely someone who is, he's good enough to obviously get here, and the fact that he's willing to do his homework and, execute it correctly can definitely take first place. And honestly, I think Ruff, maybe he did think he had a bit of a chance to get back into the game last time, maybe. But, I think some of it might have been just like, wow, that I just lost that game, and not even like a long game. That was just like, oh, that happened. So I feel like that some of it's kind of just trying to get over it a little bit. I don't know. But Cham going for the drone scout just did so because, well, it's Ruff. Even though he is down 1 game, it's not entirely impossible to do something weird. And while it was not a 2 racks as we know it, it is actually a 2 racks. Oh, this is interesting, and I have not seen this before, but it's happening, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. So there's no gas. I was going to talk about how I was probably going to do for a Run Max Expand, which is something you always did in Wings of Liberty. Reapers weren't that good back then. You get a bit more economy, but of course you don't get the Reaper for scouting, but it's going to be an old-fashioned 3 racks. Oh my god. Oh my god. So a 1 rack Expand is old, but a 3 racks is really old. I mean, guys, if you can go back and look at like 2010 YouTube videos of like HG StarCraft or Husker or something like that, watch some and just see how dumb StarCraft2 was as a game back then. Because this is like, it used to be like 1 base in every matchup for like 10 minutes because they just honestly weren't that good. But this is going to be some very surprising aggression. Now, I just talked about why this was bad and 2010 StarCraft was bad and all that, and lots of things have certainly changed, lots and lots of patches, and of course a whole other expansion. But what's really powerful about Ruff is doing is not necessarily that he has 3 racks and Marines, but because it is a surprise. Interestingly enough, we don't have Cham sending an Overlord over there. He did Drone Scout, he saw there was no gas, so that means that a Marine's coming out, right? Like, obviously. Don't send your Overlord over there, it's going to get sniped off by 1 or 2 Marines. So he's not getting the Scout. Oh my god, there's an SCD pool with it as well. Oh my god, Ruff. What are you doing, man? These Lings are such a big deal. Now, obviously, it would have been a lot better if the Overlords were inside the base checking and seeing this from, stage 1. But the fact that he has any time whatsoever to go ahead and try and defend is awesome. Now, we can see here that he's attempting to put down a spine car on the low ground, but he is very aware that that just might not be feasible. He just might have to give up his low ground, his natural hatchery, and that should be okay. But what Ruff can do is say, well, I want to end the game. I don't want to just kill your hatchery, so let me go ahead and kill your main. Now, he's waited just a bit long enough. Maybe this spine crawler is not going to get up. It's immediately canceled, but the other spine crawler is going to get up. And, funnily enough, the one at the low ground is also going to help out. some Lings were attacking the bunker that was trying to be created, and it has to be canceled. I mean, the Marines are still coming, so even without a bunker, the SCVs are still going to help out with the, a little more damage and, of course, buffering some attack. The Spine Crawler, while it could have been funnily well enough helpful, does get targeted down almost immediately. Buys some time for the Lings to come down, but this might not have been what Cham wanted to do. That Spine Crawler does get a few important kills in, maybe 1 or 2 Marines, and about half of one as well. The Queen's coming down here off of creep. I don't think this is worth it. Losing those Lings plus losing the Spine Crawler was okay, but losing both Queens is, of course, they can't run away. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just, he's only pumping out 3 Marines at a time. No reactors, obviously no tech lab. Or actually, 4 Marines at a time. Those are 4 barracks. Okay, so those are 4 racks. But still, 4 Marines at a time are actually that much, and they do take a while to get over here. But I think Cham is still in, it's still a little... I really don't know what to call it for. He lost his Spine Crawler. He's still trying to hold on to his low ground, but I don't think it's going to be possible.
He's in shambles right now.
There you go.
Stream could hear
He's in shambles. That was a good one. Except, I don't know if he... I think there was the mistake of going down and trying to protect that low ground. Spine Crawler was a mistake, but he's not exactly floundering. He is trying to do something, trying to keep calm. Losing Lings like this, though, is just... That's what's going to kill him. Losing Lings, trying to keep the low ground. I think it was much better... Like, seriously, when it first started, it looked kind of okay. Cham goes up the low ground. He has 2 Queens. He has 2 Spire Crawlers in the main. And Ruff gets a hatchery, but loses some SCVs for it as well. That might have been better. Or maybe if he had waited just, 30 seconds longer and let the natural hatchery take more damage and then gone in, I don't know. Lings are still popping out, though. He doesn't really have a whole lot of larva injects because, hey, his Queens have all died. Besides adding DPS, they added larva injects. So Cham currently floating 530 minerals worth of Zerglings. I mean, imagine if that's already out here and ready to go. I think he takes care of this Marine Force easy peasy. Has to pull the drones instead and is now down by about 20 supply. I think Ruff has taken this game. If this Spine Crawler could have finished, he could have held this base and maybe made something out of that, but it's not going to finish. Lings, the larva inject's becoming such a big deal. If he had 4 Queens, if he kept all his Queens alive, that's so much out of DPS and so much more minerals used in, things that are very useful, such as Lings. I think this is it. He's just up. There he goes in, just a little piecemealy, and the drone's trying to help out as well. That Queen not getting targeted down, but the Lings are targeted down anyways, and Ruff does take that game. Oh wow, he was even transitioning into 4 Reapers at a time. That's kind of smart. I kind of enjoy that. That would have been really good.
I think it would have been a little bit dirty, quite frankly, with no speed, no way to deal with that, as if the Marines weren't bad enough as is. But round of applause for the solo cast. Thank you very much. But that'll take us to game number 3. Now, while Zombie Grub carries the cast through the game, guys, we'll keep you updated out here. Sadly, I'm the one in control of OBS, so it's kind of hard to sync up these things best we can. But it's worth noting that we got some cool stuff coming up as this wraps up. The winner of this will be out of the group safe and sound. The loser will go on to fight the winner of the other 2. That is, of course, Jarpy versus Don't Panic going on. And we'll get to see which 2 players make it out of Group B alive today. But I like this. I like this series. That was a weird build. I didn't get to comment on it in the game, but you're absolutely right. Once upon a time, StarCraft had some really weird, really dumb builds back like 2-3 years ago. But actually, I think one of the key things that's kind of interesting too is the map. The maps themselves have influenced it quite heavily. The way builds have changed and evolved.
Yeah, I actually wanted to. I forgot to talk about it because there's so much going on. But the fact that it was way stationed in those positions was very beneficial. I think that might have been solely the reason I chose to do that specific weird build.
Yeah, if it had been the other spawns, that rally would have been too long, I think.
Yeah, that's it's definitely true. What's funny about these old builds coming back type of thing? I don't think this is coming back. I think Ruff is just being rough. But my friend who used to be really good in Wings Liberty, he doesn't really play anymore. Lucky Fool, if any of you played Brood War, he came back to play and he didn't know any TVP builds. He was like, what the hell is a mothership core? So he had no idea what to do. And I was trying to tell him like, oh, pretty much what you do is like open with a 2 racks and then you get to factor in a starport. And he was like, okay, okay. But then he just decided to do a 3 racks, like a 1 base 3 racks, which was a common build in TVP back in the day. And it was very, very effective. He ended up making to about high masters. Because, you know, he had the mechanics, they were just a little rusty, but like he had a very high win percentage in TVP. And I was like, that's kind of funny, but a 3 racks being as aggressive as it is so early takes advantage of the fact that they're only relying on the Mothership Core most of the time to defend. You're like metagaming them hardcore. I was disappointed it didn't become a thing. More people aren't doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of different ways way things have played out, but okay, Habitation Station, map number 2. This is, or map number 3, sorry. The score is now tied up 1-1. As we load into this lobby here, TVZ will be, I'm just thinking actually, if Cham wins this, it'll be the last TVZ of the day. If Cham loses this, it won't be. Because potentially Jarpy could then play against Cham in the winners-losers bracket, but hopefully, we'll see if the best player... I gotta say, I hope this one isn't determined by cheese. Even if it's weird builds out of Ruff, I hope this one gets us a little bit more, I guess, time, some length added into it.
This is a... There's either going to be a TVZ or a mirror matchup. No Protoss in this group.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
We're ready.
We are ready. So... Wait, isn't Don't Panic... I swear Don't Panic was Protoss, isn't he?
And we haven't casted a Protoss today.
Yeah, but he's in the losers bracket.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay, either way, Habitation Station coming up, guys. See you in a sec.
Welcome back. We are currently in game number 3 between Cham and Ruff. It is on Habitation Station. In the upper left, as the blue Zerg, it is Cham. And in the upper right, as the red Terran, it is Ruff. Both games so far pretty unique. First game, a little bit of a hard counter, I would say, from Cham. Really did his homework. Second game, Ruff threw something out that he had not thrown out before, at least in this series. So if Cham was looking at just replays, you know, from this tournament, he wouldn't have seen it. And he was caught off a little off guard by it. As we can see, SCV going out. It's going to be an 11-11 most likely. And it's pretty important that drone is scouting. This is why I don't really like that Ruff is doing it though. Last map, I'm not sure about the first map, but definitely last map, we saw that Cham drone scouted. And usually you drone scout because you are checking, literally you are checking to see if they are proxy raxing you, whether it's an 888 or an 1111 or a 1214, whatever. You are looking to see if there's a command center, a gas, or, you know, a rax in here. And seeing that there is none of that, although the gas was weirdly enough, that was like a 13 gas. It's a little odd. But the point is he doesn't see a rax, so he knows that it is going to be a proxy. See, with a 13 gas, though, you don't get gas fast enough to go for a Reaper. So I'm a little confused. Usually you get a 12 gas, so maybe I was mistaken. Maybe that was still a 12 gas. It seemed a little late. I don't know. But he might have to build a Marine first before he has the Reaper. It looks like it. It looks like it. It was just a little bit late. So not an 88, not an 11-11. Oh my god, are you serious? Okay then. Alright, see, he sees the gas, so he might not be 100% on like the supply either. Obviously he doesn't have the supply counter up on his upper right or whatever, but you know, he's probably thinking it's an 888. So he's gonna like get a queen, get some lings, get speed as soon as possible. You know.
Okay. I need to chime in for this real quick, guys. This is really cool. Actually, Reality played on a Smurf in a Zotac Cup once upon a time, and he did something very similar to this back in the days of Belshire Vestige, where rather than floating the barracks from Logan, he just straight up proxied the barracks behind the mineral line. And if that hatchery is building like it would normally be expected to, you can't see that coming. But Ruff sadly doesn't get the good end of this trade at all.
Well, I was wondering why he got the gas. And, you know, it was too late for a Reaper, and he, as we see, did not go for Reaper and go to Marines. It looks like he's putting on a factory. That's what he's doing. So I wonder if he's going to try and follow us up with tanks, maybe. Of course, we've been seeing that lift up to the gold, 2 racks into tank contain. Maybe similar idea, different execution. I don't know. But this proxy hatch in Ruff's main has not been scouted. Very key here. It's not going to be scouted because Ruff's assuming right now he's, you know, the Zerg player is panicking. That he's, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing or doesn't know what to do, has like a bunch of lings in his main potentially. He doesn't really know, and he's not quite ready to burn a scan for it yet. Oh, well, of course he's the creep now, and he's trying to pull the SCVs, but it's too late, and now, oh, that's funny. Instead, you go ahead and you can lift to the low ground and like defend with your supply depots as still as the wall. It's just like eventually the roaches will find you. They will find you, and they will kill you. I don't know what Ruff's planning to do here. I mean, seriously, these roaches are just so good against Marines, just SCVs, obviously, and the Hellions that he's getting from his single factory. What the heck? Oh, dopey then. So rather than try and predict what's going to happen in this game, I suppose he'll tell you that he's lifting to the gold. He has brought in all his SCVs, not to the gold, but to the front to try and kill Cham, while his roaches are, well, they're not at home. They're being made over at the other larva, the other hatchery's larva. But 4 do pop out, and with just that Helling, which got down targeted very fast, a couple of Marines and some SCVs, I think the roaches will do a fine job. Now, they do get surrounded by the SCVs, but, I mean, not fully surrounded, even. The drones were taking care of some SCVs for him. And Cham, still at 30 supply. Yes, he's down to 9 drones, but Ruff is down to 0 SCVs. So Cham will take first place. Cham totally just, like, said, all right, Ruff, I know you. I know you're going to be weird, and I can deal with weird, and I can even do weird, as we see in this 3rd game. So Ruff commends him and taps the deciding match.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I've been waiting for this.
Hold on.
He tidies up the series with a Cham wow.